You're addicted to your suffering, and that's the reason why you'll never be successful and you'll never be happy. Now, obviously, when I say you're addicted to your suffering, everybody's response was to make the stank face and say, "What? No, I'm not addicted to suffering. I don't like suffering. Who likes suffering? That's weird." And to some extent, you would be right, and to some extent, you would be wrong. Let me explain. So, in society, let's take, for example, you have an eating disorder. Not disorder, coping mechanism, right? You eat comfort food. You try out for a sports team. You get cut. This is your second time, third time trying out. You've worked out all summer. Coach just didn't see you. Maybe his nephew moved in to the district associated with the school. Politics, right? It wasn't even a skill thing. Everybody knows you should have had that spot, but because that's the coach's nephew and he moved in and he and his brother have a good relationship, that kid was going to get the spot. You knew that before you laced up the shoes, right? Your hard work down the drain just because of somebody has a blood relation. That's it. So you go home and you eat comfort food, right? You get Chick-fil-A or whatever the case may be, scrolling on TikTok, watching TV, drinking soda. You've given up at that point. Or let's say you go for a job interview or a promotion. Walk in there, you and someone else are up for that promotion. You're working, staying late, saying no to friends. You're doing everything. You're staying disciplined, locked in. Anytime somebody needs help, you're there to help them. And the promotion comes around and they announce who gets it, and it's not you, it's the other person, right? That gets you down. You decide to go out to a restaurant and binge eat, or you go to a bar, alcohol, or maybe somebody who, I don't know if you're old enough, you go to a hookah lounge and you decide to just get high and just forget about all your problems, right? Or let's say relationships, right? Because guys and girls watch my channel, so that last example, those last two examples apply, and this one definitely would apply to both genders. So let's say, you're having a talking stage with somebody that you really like, and you're hoping it goes to a relationship. Something happens; it just doesn't end up working out. That person goes back to their ex, they move away, they get a job, they tell you, I just don't think it's gonna work. You're too nice for me, or you're just not exactly what I'm looking for. Whatever the case may be, that talking stage doesn't become the relationship that you hoped it would, right? And so now you've got your tub of ice cream out, your potato chips, your chocolate syrup, your favorite TV show, you're under the covers with your robe and your favorite, stuffed animals, whatever the case may be, and you're just crying, sobbing your eyes out, watching the Cosby Show, whatever your comfort TV show is, right? I'd be like, man, I wish that was me, right? You're comforting yourself. Let me contrast that. Let's say that you are someone who's uber successful, right? You're in sales, you've been killing it, you set a goal, you're gonna do $100,000 in sales this month. You hit that goal, you do 120,000, right? You say, hey, let's go out, we're going to a steakhouse to celebrate, right? You're rewarding yourself. Or let's say you say, I'm not going to cheat on my diet for 30 days. You stay disciplined, you stay in the gym, you work out, and at the end of that 30 days, you do the weigh-in, you hit your goal, you're gonna go out and have, let's say an ice cream cone as a reward, right? You hit your goal, now you go reward yourself, right? The difference between the first example of comforting yourself when things don't go right and the second example of rewarding yourself when things do go right is that psychologically, they're different. Psychologically, they're different. And here's the reason that's bad. Because in the first example, you're telling yourself when things go bad, I need to run to find some way to comfort myself. I am not comfortable or able to withstand the feeling of failure. In the other example, you're saying, I hit one goal, I'm not hanging my hat on that, I'm not resting on it, I'm giving myself a checkpoint reward to say, hey, we made this goal, high five, let's set another goal that's higher and attack that one. That's the difference. Over here, you're programming your mind that while we're moving to the top associated with the goals that we have, each checkpoint, we're gonna give ourselves a reward, high five the team as we move forward. Over here, you're saying we failed. We can't sit with that adversity long enough to try to break through that plateau. I need something to comfort me to make me feel like I'm going to be okay. That's the difference psychologically, right? Because again, think about it. You're still going out to eat after this situation, and you're still going out to eat after that situation. But psychologically, they're different. Also, you're going to fail way more than you're going to hit your goals. So this may only happen so often, but this is going to happen way more just in a week versus this. Again, that example is a monthly goal, but you could set weekly goals. But my point is the negative connotations associated with one and the positive associated with another. Because if you think about the people in the world who are successful, millionaires, billionaires, celebrities, athletes, singers, rappers, etc., right? They go through a lot of adversity in just a given day, right? If we take, for example, let's say a top celebrity, they have press conferences. Media is always following them. Their family, they may have problems in their family. Wife wants to leave them. Kids are rebelling, not doing well in school. Their businesses, somebody in the company could be doing something corrupt. It reflects on them, right? The SEC looking into their books, not paying their taxes. Let's say their product is failing, right? If you think about Boeing, all their planes, there were like 4 planes within a year that had crashed. The CEO of Boeing had to be pulling his hair out at night. He's like, bro, why are all of our planes crashing? Right? What are our engineers not doing? Because he has to figure that out. He can't go home and have his wife give him a back rub and tell him, it's going to be okay, Tiger. You'll get him next time. Bro, people lost their lives on those planes. Like, that's not him staying at home, getting a back rub and eating his favorite ice cream sundae is not going to bring those people back, nor is it going to solve that problem. So a lot of the times, those people have to come up with ways to overcome that adversity. The person that comes to mind specifically for that is Kobe, right? For those of you who are big basketball fans, you know, when he was in the finals, he had an interview between, I believe it was game 1 and game 2. And they said, Kobe, you know, you don't seem happy that you guys won. And he said, what's there to be happy about? He said, there's still a series going on, job not done. And that is really the mentality you need to have. If you have a goal of being financially free, if you have a goal of having your dream family, living in your dream house, having your dream job, and you haven't hit it, those little checkpoints are great. You can go ahead and celebrate those, but job not done. If you have a little setback, what are we celebrating this for? I'm not saying you have to be down on yourself and beat yourself even lower mentally. Just know, hey, we didn't make it. What can we do? You need to immediately start thinking about solutions. That's the way the difference between winners and losers, successful people and unsuccessful people, is that winners and successful people always find a way to win, always find a way to succeed. It's in their nature. That's what they do. When they lose or fail, they are happy because that's an opportunity in an area that is very clear for them to see. I need growth in this area. Winners, they get nervous when everything's going right. Think about it. Billionaires, if I remember I was watching this Andrew Tate reel, and it was kind of funny because he was saying, when I wake up as a billionaire, he said, if everything's going right, he said, I get nervous because something unexpected is happening. He said, wake up, girlfriend's not nagging me, business is doing well, cops not at the door, I'm making money. He said, what's going wrong? Like something's about to pop off, right? And that's just how they think. If there's not something they can improve on or something that they can do better at, they start getting nervous because they're like, I'm always improving, always changing. So if everything's perfect, I know I haven't reached God status yet. So what is up? Like, what's next, right? That's why people who are successful always looking for that next challenge, always looking for that adversity, something to overcome. It's what gets them out of the bed in the morning, right? So again, recap. The reason you're not going to be successful or a millionaire is because you have fallen in love with suffering and coping with suffering by making yourself feel good. If you can break that habit of always comforting yourself when things go wrong, you're actually going to see you'll be able to overcome more adversity, more challenges. And on the other side of those, you'll see bigger and better rewards over time. It is not going to be easy. And actually in the next video, I'm going to talk about monk mode and how monk mode has its pros and its cons. But what I'm going to talk about in that video is basically of the things that are generally recommended during monk mode, some of the changes I would make to make it psychologically better associated with having a long-term effect and a lasting impact that will extend beyond that 3, 6, 9 month period, year, 2 years, etc. So again, if you're really serious about trying to change and level up your life, watch that next video. It's definitely going to help you.